So the Irish hate speech laws have been activated, and Elon Musk and X, formerly known as Twitter, is abiding by the Irish law. So anybody in the Republic of Ireland that posts anything on the internet that is considered hate speech, that can be flagged on X or any other social media, and it can be taken down off the internet if the government feel that it's hate speech. Now, I'm going to give you my opinion on this here. This is going to be a quick video. I had to react to this here before I head out, and I want you to know about this. Maybe there's a few of you that don't know. There's a channel on X called Michael O'Keefe, and he's had a post taken down. We're going to check that out now. I'm going to go over and I'm going to prove this to you. But I want to speak about this first. So, hate speech. Nobody really likes hate speech, do we? We don't want things to get hateful online, but we like to get our point across, and we like to put facts out. So here's one for you. If I state a biological fact, a man is a man and a woman is a woman, under Irish law, that could be interpreted as me attacking protected characteristics under the hate speech laws and the Irish protected characteristics, and that post could be taken down. So even though I'm stating a biological fact, that post can be taken down. Now, with these new hate speech laws, obviously this is not just going to affect the internet, it might affect the school system, because there is ramifications and punishments for breaking these hate speech laws. So if I'm a teacher and I'm in the school and I'm taking a basic biology class, and we're talking about the anatomy of the female and male body and where all the little bits and pieces go, and I say, well, this is a female's body and this is a male's body, I have now just committed hate speech, because there's no definition with the new Irish laws of what is a female and what is a male, even when it comes to biology and science. Perceptions have taken over reality, basically. And this is where the lunatics have taken control of the asylum. And this has got, you have to really know this here, this has got nothing to do with hate speech. They don't care what anybody says to one another. Leo Varadkar and his government don't care who gets offended by what. Otherwise, he wouldn't be out there calling most of the population of Ireland far right. I wonder, would that be considered hate speech, Leo? So it's really strange to see these laws activated. Now, I'm going to give you the reason why Elon Musk has abided by the Irish law, even though he stood up to the lunatics that run Ireland, like Leo Varadkar and many more of them. The way he sees it, what is the point of pumping resources, even though it would take little resources and court cases and whatnot, to fight against the Irish law so he could keep content on X that goes against Irish hate speech laws? Well, he's weighed up his options, and because he's a businessman, he's realized, well, Ireland has this many people in it, and the traction I get from Ireland is probably considerable, but it doesn't take up for the bulk of my for the content that goes on to X, what makes money on here. Let's take this from a business standpoint now. So he said to himself, well, what's the point? I've got so many other things that I'm doing at the minute. I'm not even going to fight against this. So sorry, Ireland. This is just the way it's going to have to be. I don't know if this can be countered with a VPN. Possibly could be. But I think once a channel is established that it's Irish, I'm exempt, by the way, because I'm across the border. The Northern Ireland here is a part of the UK, so them Republic of Ireland laws do not apply to me. But anybody across that border, I don't know if they can just use a VPN. I think still, if it's flagged, if you're flagged once and content's taken down once, you are now considered an Irish citizen. I don't know how it works if you go across the water or you come up north. Do those laws still apply to you? Probably not. But Elon Musk has weighed up his options, and he said to himself, what is the point of fighting this here? I'm getting a bit of traction from Ireland, but most of my content and most of my money is being made in the United States of America. So if this had been an attack on the United States of America, and the loony bins took control of the United States of America and they implemented hate speech laws like this, he probably would have a stauncher reaction to what we're seeing here. He's just basically went, you know what, I couldn't be bothered. Okay, fair enough. And I can see why he's done that as a businessman. I probably would walk away from that also. That's just my opinion. I haven't even looked into it. I'll look into it further, and I'll speak about that on a live stream next week. So let's head over now and let's have a look at Michael O'Keefe's X page, Twitter page, formerly known as Twitter page, and let's see the proof and let's see the craziness of this whole situation. So this is really, really worrying. As you see here, I'm over at Michael O'Keefe's Twitter page, X page, and he says here, this is the first post. This was put out on the 22nd. I think it's the 23rd today. I'm not 100% sure. Let me just check the. Yes, it's the 23rd day. So this was put out yesterday, and it reads: free speech advocates, thought leaders, and big tech owners are spending the day talking about Google AI while ignoring the removal of freedom of expression in Ireland. Ireland's low corporate tax rate of 12.5% means companies like X and TikTok will do whatever they're told. And I don't think it's got just to do with that, because I know Elon Musk is motivated by money. He's a businessman. He's also an engineer, but he's probably thinking to himself, well, what's the point of fighting this here? Weigh up the risk to reward, weigh up how much does it really matter to him. And we all know Leo Varadkar is turning into a full dictator, just like Justin Trudeau and Kim Jong Un. So he welcomes this type of censorship, and this censorship will be used politically to silence voices that are coming out with the truth in regards to the political parties in the Republic of Ireland. They will use this, they will weaponize this against you to silence you without a shadow of a doubt. I just wonder how it's going to affect the North here across the border. I don't think it affects me in the slightest, and I will use that advantage against them. So it says, X, formerly Twitter, promised to abide by Irish hate speech laws. Very, very interesting. And then it goes on. Michael says, the Irish Constitution protects the rights of the Irish people to express freely our convictions and opinions. The government is trying to introduce hate speech laws without a referendum to amend the Constitution, and that very, very relevant, very good point. Without a referendum, they've done this because they need this. You need hate speech laws haven't been brought in to protect characteristics like people who identify in the LGBTQ or disabled people or whatnot, or refugees. They've been brought in to actively protect the government, because they rely on refugees, people in the LGBTQ, and other protected characteristics to vote for them to keep them in power. Hence why all the refugees are coming in at 2:00 in the morning, because those people are able to vote straight away as long as they have I think it's not even an identification card. It's just a bit of a card with somebody with a written name on it, and they can vote. So basically, the government want to silence you. The Republic of Ireland government want to silence you, so they allow these people to vote to keep them in power, especially when it comes to the refugees and the mass migration into Ireland. That is what I believe to be the truth. Hate speech laws based on perceived offence of the victim. And big tech is just going along with it. So a very relevant thing too. So it's perceived hate. So for instance, I could say a man is a man and a woman is a woman. The government can perceive that as hate speech towards, say, let's use an example, trans people, and they can remove my post, and they can pursue maybe criminal charges or whatnot for hate speech, which is 100% a dictatorship. Make no mistake about it. This is not just the Irish regime. This is the Leo Varadkar regime that we're slowly, actually quickly moving into. So then we'll come here, and it says, appeal denied. Elon Musk and X deem my speech illegal despite no such laws existing in Ireland. If it can happen to me, it can happen to you. And he's 100% correct. So Michael O'Keefe got a post taken down of X, the free speech platform, because the Irish government deemed it hate speech. And it says, hello, thank you for your patience as we reviewed your appeal related to your account at Mick_O_Keefe regarding the following content. It's got a bit of code there, a link. Report key. We have reviewed the reported content and any information shared. We can confirm that the decision to withhold the reported content in Ireland specifically for following legal grounds of illegal or harmful speech is correct, your appeal is denied. Now, I would near enough say that nobody's seen this, and this was just, them. This is early days for X in regards to its censorship of speech. I'm not saying that X is censoring that. This is directly coming from the Irish government, and this is early days. So somebody's had a look at this and says, look, I don't even know what we're doing here, so we're just going to have to deny this. We're not even going to look at it. We'll just deny it to keep the Irish government happy. And this is setting a really dangerous precedent for future countries, because they will other totalitarian countries like Canada will, under their dictatorships, like the Justin Trudeau regime, they will see this as a win, and they will well, I'm sure Justin has his own hate speech laws, probably worse than Ireland. He will use this against his people also. And as I say, this isn't about coming out and saying bad things to people. This is just stating a biological fact. A man is a man and a woman is a woman. Can be deemed as hate speech in the Republic of Ireland. So yeah, what do I think about that, and where do I see the future of Ireland going here? So this is another little pin added to the board of what we need to fight for in Ireland. We need to fight for our freedom of speech. We have to fight for our borders, and we'll have to fight for our children. I just want to clear something up though, just while you are here. So, on my prior channel that got taken down, I knew a lot of good people. There was people that identified in the LGBTQ. One person in particular left a comment saying, I've been very outspoken about the agenda against children in Ireland. The only way I can describe this to you, I'm not picking out everybody from the LGBTQ and saying, yous are like this. There's a lot of people in the LGBTQ that aren't, that just want to live a life, that's fought for their civil rights, and I respect that fully. This isn't me hitting on the LGBTQ. I'm not saying the LGBTQ is targeting children. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is, just like the Catholic Church, and I always use the Catholic Church as an example, I'm a Catholic. So if somebody targets the Catholic Church and says, well, that Catholic Church is full of pedos, I don't take offense to that. I don't think that you're calling me a pedo. You're just stating a fact that the Catholic Church is full of pedos. I can say that. I was one of the biggest advocates against the Catholic Church in 2016 and brought out a lot of information in regards to the Catholic Church, which is all taken down now. It was all on Facebook, and that was all censored and taken down now. But it done a lot to expose what was happening. So me saying that the government has weaponized the LGB to target children is not the same as me saying the LGB is targeting children. I'm not trying to say that whatsoever. I'm saying that it's been weaponized in some countries, and it is a spectrum, because all across the board in Ukraine, America, Australia, Ireland, every LGB society is different from each one. So I'm not picking out everybody from the LGBTQ and saying yous are like this, because I wouldn't do that. I understand. I'm not stupid. I know that yous aren't all ran by satanic whats. I'm not trying to say that whatsoever. I respect everybody's right to live, and I wish everybody but the best. But the world that we're living in today is, you have Department of Justice seniors in the Republic of Ireland being caught with CP. CP is child P. Don't like saying that word. And that same person who was a senior in the Department of Justice, being on a committee that allowed books like This Is a Gay Book to be shelved for 12-plus-year-olds, where in that book it had paragraphs like a trans teen, a trans girl with a penis having a relationship with a married man, and it goes into great detail in that paragraph, and there's many more stories, and I don't think that's appropriate for 12-year-olds. And I think that is certain entities of the government latching on to, like, the LGB to weaponize books to target our children. But that's not the same as the LGB doing that themselves. That's the government weaponizing that, and without a shadow of a doubt, there is an attack on our children. So don't ever come here and think that you can't comment or you can't have an opinion, or you're going to be attacked in the comment section because you're gay or whatever. Maybe you're trans. I have friends that are trans, and I respect them fully. I've got a friend that's trans in America, and this person just says, don't get me involved in the politics. This is who I am, and I don't want anything to do with it. And I respect that fully, 100%. That person's not advocating for children to read sexualized books. That person's just a member of the LGBTQ that, um, you know, that that's who she is. She's a part of that, and because she's a friend, I will call that person a she. Do you know what I mean? It's not me being weak; it's me being respectful to other human beings, and I think that's one thing that this earth has lost is respect. This the society we live in has just lost all respect from both sides, and I'm not going to lose my respect or my dignity. But as long as just to clear that up, I don't hate anybody, but I will point out inconsistencies and uh, evilness in regardless of what group it is. If it's a right leaning group, a left leaning group, schools, whatever, doesn't make a difference to me. If I see corruption, I'm going to point it out. The Irish hate speech laws, though, it's getting scary. We need to fight for we need to fight for hate speech. We need to fight for freedom of speech, and it's already happened. So this is the Irish hate speech laws activated and live.